Despite an extensive search using dogs, drones and a helicopter, no trace of the 19-year-old has been found. Footage released by local authorities shows helicopters soaring across the area behind me, while firefighters, volunteers and cops scour the ground. Jay was last heard from when he called a friend shortly before 9 AM on Monday, the day after he attended the NRG Dance Music Festival here in Tenerife. His last known location was on a mountain road in rural Deteno National Park on the northwest of the island. He had travelled to a rental holiday property in Masca with two older pals before attempting a 10-hour trek back to his hotel. The owner of the Airbnb revealed Jay inquired about a local bus route before leaving on a path heading up towards a mountain. Jay left the remote property situated in a deep ravine and called his friend Lucy Law, telling her his friend was about to die and he was stranded and dehydrated in the middle of nowhere. Jay, from Lancashire, has not been seen or heard from since. The Masca ravine is about 3 miles long and 2,000 feet deep, with the hiking trail leading from the hills down to the sea. Jay's family and friends are said to be drained beyond words as they struggle to find answers.
They seem to have used a good range of resources. We're talking about helicopters, drones, dogs, people on the ground. Obviously, it's a very rugged terrain to search, and will have its challenges and with the potential high temperatures as well. So all that makes it quite difficult. Hard to say just how effective the search is being because I'm not there. That's not to criticise it, but they seem to have put a lot of effort into it anyway. Well, there are two things. One is on the investigation side to investigate or understand Jay, what his personality is, what he's like, fitness, his what he was doing. We know he was at the party and moved off, and then also and look at the last place he was seen, which give us the first start for the search, and then looking at different hypotheses to try and determine what might have happened. One obvious one was the men missing on a night out, which is some UK research that looked at young men who go out on a night out, and if they're reported missing and missing for more than 3 days, there's a high probability that they will have died. Majority go into water, probably not a situation that we'd encounter here. But 15% die on land. So it is UK research, but it still holds good elsewhere. And so that would be an initial starting point. However, we also know that a friend, he spoke to someone on the phone around 8:15, or is it 9 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah. So that sort of tends to move it a bit away from that. There's also the reports that he went in a car with two men from the party. Again, reports indicate they've now left the island. So that would be a priority action to find out what went on there, where they took him, why they've left the island. Are there any suspicious circumstances that need to be considered? And that will again inform where to search, but it also informs other lines of investigation. The two things go together.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. So we're just going to jump right into this video. So first up, we've got a little bit of a video coming up. Now, I want you to take notice of the man, because this man is being shown about social media. I think he's maybe the owner of the house that Jay went to. But he has a car as well, and the car is meant to be important for some reason, because they show the car and they show that it's been, I think it was either in his last Snapchat. I think his last Snapchat was taken from behind or at the side of this house that he went to, you know, to meet up with his mates or whatever. Two mates that he didn't even know. You know, I just want to put that in, that he didn't even know them, or he'd only just got to know them.
This is the house where Jay came in the early hours of Monday morning. And as you can see, there's a bus stop literally a few paces from the house itself. That is where he would have got the bus.
So if we look at this comment here, I think this person might be the mother of one of the boys that went with this group. I'm not 100% on that. She says that there is no GoFundMe page. It's fake. It's not needed, and please don't donate. Remember that it's not needed. Please, please don't donate. That was a couple of days before, and then this post gets put out and it gets released into the Jay Slater Missing Only official group. She tags Lucy May New, set up the fund up. The funds have been set up to go to Jay's mum. If anyone wants to keep making up pathetic theories, then just remove yourself from the group. So it contradicts what she's saying in the first comment. Don't donate. We don't need it. And then saying that we do need it. It's just there's a lot of question marks above all this. So the organizer and the beneficiary of the GoFundMe, the organizer is Lucy May. The beneficiary is Debbie Duncan, but Debbie's name keeps going on and off it. Apparently that Lucy can't withdraw the funds just yet because she needs a beneficiary from the family to, I don't know, to sign off in it or something. I'm not too sure. And obviously that Debbie isn't, so her name keeps coming on and off the GoFundMe, and that is obviously all the question marks above the GoFundMe. That started people to set up a petition, which has got 582 signatures up to now, and they need 1,000, and it's to investigate and cease Jay Slater's GoFundMe page. So there is enough concerned people out there for them to set up a petition to, to stop this GoFundMe. So there is a lot of concerned people out there. And another couple of bits I've found, this here is I think this looks like some sort of notifications. It looks like Instagram notifications could be, or it's either Instagram notifications or Twitter notifications or X notifications. It says, the top one says, catch him. I'm sure Lucy's involved in that conversation. Catch him in the airport lounge beforehand. And then the one underneath is somebody else talking to somebody else, and it says she's on transporting duties with a winking face. So that it's very telling, isn't it? Now this comment here was on Facebook, and it says, if true but definitely suspicious, dignity for all, be careful, follow dignity for all. Perhaps Lucy needs to be more honest about what she knows. My nephew was on the same flight as Jay and hung around with him during his holiday. Jay was off his head all the time and went to that apartment to steal an expensive watch. He Snapchat his mates telling him he'd been caught but had knives. This has been seen by his friends, but nothing passed on to the police as they didn't want him to get into trouble. He was caught in the act, and this is how he's ended up miles away, because the guys that took him there in the first place bundled him in a car and drove him miles away. So there is a lot of other conspiracy theorists going about on Facebook, and there's a lot of people making stuff up. So I think it's sieving through what's true and what's not true. But I do think, even though that what I read yesterday, I don't think is fully true, but I do feel that social media is heading down the right route more than what the police are. I haven't seen the mainstream media talking about anything else apart from that he went on holiday and got lost, and they're not willing to look at any other kind of avenue or option. So there was a few people that mentioned have a little look at her Instagram or a Facebook page, and by looking at it you can see that she's on holiday every single month. You can see that she's traveling from this place to that place, and a lot of people think that her mum's maybe involved in it. A lot of people do think that this Jay Slater's mum knows a lot more than she's actually letting on. So maybe the next video we'll have a little look at his mum's interviews and really anybody else's interviews that said anything about this case, and we'll try and break them down. So that's going to be it for this video. I'll update you if anything else happens, and I'll see you on the next one.